Hi, it's me, Shiny aka Mishnur. I just wanted to show off the autopilot in the canyons, and I wanted to make a video, essentially like a training video and explaining video, a type of video where like I am concerned, like if you don't know what's up with autopilot and you're trying to use autopilot, you're gonna hurt yourself or others if you don't know how to do it right. Just an example, autopilot, there's common sense in autopilot. This type of curve right here, it'll take it, but no more than 34 miles per hour. Because then if it's going faster, the autopilot don't respond like a regular driver, where a regular driver will be like this. Like autopilot, at least in my experience, it hasn't been that responsive on its own. So look, right now I'm going 37 miles per hour at this curve. It's taking it. So the lesson I'm trying to make is that if you're on the freeway on autopilot, be aware of those curves. Look at this 37 miles per hour curve. It's already hitting onto the middle lane. There's no confidence right here in the autopilot. I still haven't touched it. It's still on. That's why lower your speed to like 30 at these type of curves. Look, at 30, somehow it's more in the middle. Or even 35. So be careful with using autopilot like on the freeway. I know there's a certain freeways that have big curves, like the 57, obviously the 110 going south from Pasadena to LA. Freeways got their curves, and when like autopilot tops out like around 60 miles per hour at a decent curve. So I want to train you guys to, like, on the autopilot, it's responsive. Look, you could take it off just like that, and you could put it on just like that. But when you take it off and you need to put it on right away, make sure this little image right here pops up. Because if it doesn't pop up, notice how it goes, it comes and goes. Look, it goes away when I'm on the line. It comes back when I'm off the line. It goes away when I'm on the line, or essentially when it's not ready to autopilot. Well, right here it's almost always gonna be on, because it sees two lanes. It sees that lane right here and that lane right here. Taking this curve, I lowered it to 30. You're never gonna take autopilot, like, you as a human, you could probably take this like at 50 with the right car, the right tires, and the right skill. You could do this right here at 60, like those Beamer cars, M3 cars. Those fools, they be taking these curves going quick. But autopilot, it will never act like that. It will never respond like that. So I'm trying to show you guys how the autopilot is pretty good. It's been on for the majority of this video. I had a couple close calls just because it got in the middle lane and was heading towards the barrier wall. So this is a how-to autopilot training video, common sense video. Not touching the wheel at all. It's all by itself. I'm in this nice ass canyon, by the way. The Azusa Canyons, Highway 39. You go up Azusa, or you go up Azusa up until you hit the San Gabriel Street. It's a nice little canyon, all taken by autopilot. It's a nice, beautiful day outside. Look at that curve coming up. It's pretty sharpish for the autopilot, but at 30 miles per hour, it'll take it good. Watch, I'll turn it up to 40 miles per hour. There's another curve coming up, and like look at the difference. It's still taking it at 40. I'm going 10 miles faster. Still taking it. Yeah, you know, 40 is not that bad neither. I'm just trying to say, like, a human driver autopiloting at 40. Look, it's going over the line a bit because it's going a little too fast for these curves. The point of this video is, like, say even if this car could take it at 40, but you're that type of person to get nervous if you get too close and you're like, oh my god, and then you don't know what to do, and then you knock it off, and then you do shit like that. That is a big, like the whole point of this video could have been shorted down to the last 30 seconds of how easily that could have just happened. A nervous person would be like, oh my god, they knock it out of autopilot, boom, they're on this side onto oncoming traffic, and then they get hit. Gotta be careful. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys learned something from it. You know, you guys gotta be careful out there using the autopilot. You guys could hurt yourselves or hurt other people, and nobody wants that to happen, you know. And if that shit starts happening at an alarming rate, you see, look, I'm gonna rant a little bit. Majority of the people bought their Teslas from 2018 till 2022. Before Corona, very few people knew about Tesla, including myself. I remember seeing that car in 2018 before I bought my other car. I was like, man, where the fuck I'm gonna charge it at? I live in apartments, I can't plug in. I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna charge this shit at? Like, it wasn't compatible at the time, you know? The thing too, also, is like, I didn't know those cars had self-driving. Like, those cars were just new. The Teslas, since 2007, and like 13 years later, started making rounds around the media and all that. So anyone who bought that car from 2018 till 2022, you could say that they know what they're doing. You know, they know what they're buying. Now, renting, like a renter, to them, they never looked at a YouTube video on what a Tesla is. They just hear a Tesla, they want to drive it, they know it has autopilot, they want to use it right away. And the renter is not going to be the most adequate person that you're going to want to trust using autopilot. I remember every time I go to Hertz, 40 miles per hour is acting, look, I'm telling you, because these curves, you're better off like at 35. And at Hertz, I have these, there's like some low IQ people up in Hertz, bro. It is what it is. Like, I had this one white guy talking about, like, he was like, oh, how to use an autopilot? Does it take the turns good? And I was like, no, this is a Renault. You don't have the full self-driving. It's the autopilot. Or essentially, it's not even autopilot. It's just called auto steer. He was like, oh, how does it do on turns? Like, does it stop for you at the stoplight? Some white guy, bro. White guy, he smelled, bro. He looked like a bum, bro. I was like, bro, like, what the fuck you doing? Like, you're a Uber driver. You're probably one of those bummy ass, stinky ass Uber drivers, you know, and like you're pretty much, you're gonna ruin the reputation of Uber drivers and Tesla autopilot drivers, because you're over here thinking like the Renault is gonna have full self-driving when it's not. So, you know, even I had a learning curve with this. Like, there's a learning curve with autopilot, you know. Damn, look at that view though. Look at that view.